we're going to do a tutorial on how to notate Stodola Pumpa on Musescore. This will show you how to use Musescore. So firstly, make sure it's installed and boot it up. I'll be flicking between this and the Musescore software a lot because our job is to put these notes and all the details on this page into Musescore, just to show you how it works. All right, you're going to see something like this. We're going to start a new score. The title of this piece is Stodola Pumpa. For the composer, it's a Czech folk song. And put your name on the lyricist section, since we're the ones who are notating it. Notated by Mr. Sham. Alright, and that should be enough detail for the start. Now, you're going to be asked to choose an instrument. So, this piece is for voice, but just for simplicity's sake, it's got the treble clef. We're going to choose the treble clef. Later on, when you compose for other stuff, you might choose one of the others, but there we go. What key signature is it? It's got none. It's got no sharps or flats, so we'll leave it as C major in no sharps or flats. Tempo we'll add in later. Go to next. Time signature. Now, it says 4/4 here, which tells us 4 beats a bar. So, when you're over here, click on 4/4, if it isn't already selected, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bars of music. So, we're going to change this to 4. Alright, so there we go. We've got our 4 bars of music, and Stodola Pumpa, the title, notated by Mr. Sham, and the composer is the Czech folk song. First thing you will notice is there are 4 bars, but we want it looking like this. We want it spread out. Now, as you put notes in, it's going to spread itself out, but here is what you can do to tell the computer to spread it out. Firstly, you want 2 separate lines. So, you can click on this bar line. When you click on it, it goes blue. Press Enter, and that puts a line break here. The line break sends the rest of the bars to the next line. What you can also do is tell the bars to be stretched wider. That command is under Tools. Sorry. Let's have a look. There it goes. Under Format, Stretch, and you can increase stretch. The shortcut is this parentheses mark, the squiggly one. So you can click on that, or you can just keep tapping Shift and the bracket to make it bigger. There we go. So now you've got the 4 bars looking a bit like these 4 bars. It's our turn to put notes in now. So we're going to go through how to put notes in. Select the first bar, click on it, it goes blue, tells you that it's selected. Then click on the N button for the note input mode. You can also tap N on your keyboard. Once you've done that, you can see I can drop notes into the treble clef here. The first note we want is a semiquaver on A. Okay, so over here you got to select the semiquaver. Tell the computer you want to put a semiquaver here on A, and it's going to drop it in for you. Semiquaver, and the third note is a quaver. So that's one way of putting notes in. You can select the value, the note value, and drop the notes in using your mouse. But we're going to go through some more efficient and effective ways of doing that. The next note we want is an F semiquaver followed by quaver. So what you can do is, instead of pressing the note with your mouse, you can type the letter F in. If I press F on the keyboard, it drops in a note. And then you can still change the note value with your mouse if you want. C and F. So that's another way that you can do put notes in. I'll do a few more of those. E followed by quaver E, D, E, semiquaver F, followed by quaver F, C, F. So that's one way of doing it. Now the next bar is exactly the same. So what you can do is you can copy and paste it in. Now notice that my current mouse is selecting the note input mode right now. So you can press escape to make sure you're back into normal mode so that you can copy stuff. Click to select, Control C is copy, Control V is paste. That's going to drop it in. I noticed that my formatting changed, so I'm going to reset the stretch by going to Format, Stretch, and decreasing it again. Okay, I'm going to do that a few more times using the shortcut key. There it is. I'm sure it will adjust itself as we put notes in. we need to put notes at the end. If you want to just select a few notes, you can click on the note head, hold shift button and click on the next note head that you want to end the selection. Copy and paste. There we go. And finally, N for note input, and I want quaver, pressing some Fs in there. Now, just to let you know what you can also do, I'm going to delete this bar just to show you another way of putting notes in using the keyboard. Now, on the keyboard, the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 correspond with these note values. Okay, so notice the quaver is a number 4 for a shortcut. The semis are a number 3. So you can press 3 and it's going to select this. If you press 4, it's going to select the quaver and so on. So press 3 selects the semi-quaver and you can put your notes in that way. Notice I'm going semi-quaver, dropping the letters by pressing the letter G, changing the note value by pressing number 4, which goes to the quaver, and so on. So you can do all the note input using the keyboard if you're familiar, and it will end up being faster than using the mouse. So there we go, we've got all the notes. Let's check our answer sheet. What else do we need on the music? Well, we need some lyrics. So to do lyrics, you need to click on the first note on the note head. It goes blue, it tells you that's selected. So now, once you've clicked on that, add text, and down the bottom it's lyrics. The shortcut is Control L. There we go, and this box pops up, showing you where to type the lyrics. So now we can start typing. Sto hyphen do hyphen la. Now, when you type lyrics, it's important to hyphenate every syllable, because when you type in a hyphen, it tells the computer move on to the next note. Okay, so you've got to tell the computer these things. The computer won't know how many syllables a word has unless you tell it. Spacebar also jumps to the next note. So that's how you can line up your lyrics with the notes that you've got. The next word is Pumpa, P-U-M hyphen pa. When you hyphenate, you're breaking each word up into syllables. So pump is a syllable, pa is a syllable. Let's continue. Stodola, Pumpa, Stodola, Pumpa. Next bit, I'm a bit lazy. I've noticed that these notes and the words are the same, so copy and paste. We'll do the trick there. And the final bit, these notes and the words are the same, so you can paste them there. The last 3 words are different. Whoops. Control L is a shortcut. Pump, pump, pump. All the lyrics are there now. Let's check. The lyrics and the hyphenation are all there. What's the next set of details we need to put in? We've got dynamics. We've got an F at the start for forte. We've got an MP on the 3rd bar for mezzo piano. It gets louder back to a forte on the 3rd beat of the last bar. So let's put the forte, mezzo piano, and forte in first. To do that, notice that this sidebar is your palettes bar. If you ever lose it, you will need to go to the view menu and click on palettes. This has all the details in it. So if you want to change anything, this has the menus for all the different symbols you need. Like dynamics. Open up the dynamics, you've got all these things. Click on the first note, select it, make it look blue, and double click F for forte. The next thing we need to add is here, where we need the MP, mezzo piano. That's right. So double click on mezzo piano, and there it is. This note is a forte, so we'll put a forte there. Now, one thing you saw was between these 2 notes, there was a crescendo. So crescendo is under lines, everything which is a long line, whether it's a trill or a repeat sign, they're all under lines in Musescore. The way I do it is I select the notes and then double click. It tells you exactly which notes to put that symbol under. Okay, so there we go. We've got the dynamics in here. Now, what you can do is you can tell the computer to play it back so that you can check if it sounds like the tune. To do that, you can hit the spacebar, or I like to open the play panel. This is a great little, I clicked on the wrong one. There's the play panel. And the play panel is a great little menu, which lets you select where you want to start the music and select how fast you want to play it. So if you're rehearsing a piece of music, it might be a good idea to play it at 80% of the speed. It's going to play it slower for you. You You can also tell it to turn on the metronome, so you can hear the clicks. You can tell it to turn, let's go back to the start. You can tell it to play loud or soft, sorry about that. You can tell it to play fast or slow. So it's quite useful. Great for rehearsing music. But let's get rid of that. The next set of details we need are, there's an allegro at the top, and there's also a couple of accents on the last few notes. Last 3 notes have accents. Let's do that first. To do that, accents are a form of ornament. Whoops, apologies. Articulation, there it is. On Musescore 2, it's under articulations and ornaments. Musescore 3, it's under articulations. You'll see the accent here as the sign. So to put that in, what I would suggest is select the notes you want. You can select multiple notes if you want, and double click the symbol. That's going to drop them in. Great. Now, we needed the tempo text. We needed the tempo to be allegro. So in Musescore 3, there it is. Once again, select the first note, double click allegro, it's going to appear. If you're in Musescore 2, you might need to do it in a different way. You might need to select the note, and in the menu, it might be a text. So you might need to add in a staff text saying tempo, or go to text, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a system text tempo. Sorry, allegro. So that might be what you need to do. But for Musescore 3, they've refined it a bit, and they can let you drop it in from this tempo submenu. So there we go. Allegro, drop it in, or select the note and double click it. Okay, it looks pretty good. I think I've got all the details here. So the next step after you're done is you got to save your work. File and save will save your work as a Musescore file. You should have some sort of file structure to save it. I'm going to create a new folder called Year 8 Music. All of you should have some sort of Year 8 Music folder to save this in. Okay, we've saved it, but it doesn't end there. To make it useful, you need to actually export the music. What exporting does is it publishes the music as a PDF file so that you can see it on Classroom, for example, or you can actually save it as a sound file, like a MP3 audio and so on. So when you save your work, it's important to put your name in the save file. That just makes sure that the teacher knows who the work is from. So I'd suggest doing that with all your work, all your subjects. Put your name in the save file so that the teacher isn't just seeing 30 different Stodola Pumpas. They know who it's by. Of course, the title of the piece is Stodola Pumpa, so it makes sense for that to be on the file as well. It's filed under Year 8 Music. My name, Stodola Pumpa. Save. Save one as a PDF, and if you're publishing it on your website, it's a good idea to have a picture. So PNG is a picture. Save it as a PNG file, and if you want, you can also save it as a MP3 file so you can hear your work. Okay, so all of those, they're useful. We don't need it for school, but if you're interested down the track, if you're composing something, you can save it as an MP3 and hear it on your phone. That might be your thing. Great, I think we're done. Just to double check, we've got our Year 8 folder here. And you'll see in the Year 8 folder, you've got the PDF file, which looks like this, all done with your name there and all the notes there. And you've also got a PNG file, which is an image that you can embed on your website. And we've got the Musescore file that you can put on your classroom as well. So there we go. I hope you've learned how to use Musescore a bit from this tutorial. All right, see ya.